Hello, everyone. This is not one of our actual picking through videos. We just saw this clip that Stella 19 put out, and it really is disturbing. So we're just gonna quickly play it and comment on it. And it's so crazy to me still. Thank you guys for watching. It's crazy that anybody would ever listen or comment or anything like that. So definitely thank you. I try to get back to everybody's comments. If I haven't gotten to yours yet, it's just because I haven't gotten to it. So again, we appreciate it. We're not YouTubers.
No,
we're not trying to be YouTubers. We just have a take on whatever this asshole is saying and are basically doing a public service announcement. It's our civic duty. But I mean, obviously, we have fun with this. We do this for the pure joy of exposing this wife-beating piece of shit beta bitch liar. So,
yeah.
So if you want good professional and cool
and
fun coverage, go to Nobody Likes Onions. Melton does a fantastic job. Little Lemmy, Stella 19 for clips, Doom, Natclo 2.0, Will Heron, Citizen M. They're really doing seriously great stuff. This is just us sitting here and just catching this asshole. And if you want a good Medicare archive, the channel is called Xyzern. It is spelled XYZERN. And he's got everything that Jim has done. If you've missed his streams, buy a hat for your hat. He's fantastic. So let's go ahead and we will get into this really, really quickly.
Just a little. I should have never exposed her to this. I should have never made her a part of this. I know she wanted to, but one thing I got to work on in being a partner is I have to be more of a man and be willing to hurt feelings and say no.
Okay, right there is profoundly disturbing. He is doubling down on abuse. It's really creepy. He basically is saying he needs to clamp down. It's really, really creepy. And you can set a boundary with someone without being abusive. It's profoundly disturbing. It's frightening. I'm really holy shit, this guy. So, should I let it roll a little bit more to get into the other part of it?
Sure.
Okay.
This is a bad idea. Be more of a leader, Instead of going, no, the modern way with a relationship, just let them do what they like and you love them and support them for it. Sometimes you have to go, look, especially when you're 8 years older. I tried to do this a few times. It would start fights.
Okay. That's beyond disturbing. Instead of letting them do whatever they want, he's literally doubling down on being controlling and isolating and abusive. I don't like that. He's doubling down on hurting feelings. He's doubling down on not letting them do what they want. And first of all, it's if you're in a relationship, you're two grown people. You are equals and you are partners. So there's no letting.
What?
I don't like that phraseology. It really bothers me. It really pisses me off. And the whole 8 years older thing. Okay, Dad. Just because you're 8 years older and a man doesn't give you a license to restrict your partner. Being a man does not mean that you have to be abusive or controlling. You can set a boundary without being an asshole. The balls on him to even setting a boundary is insane. He doesn't respect anybody else's boundaries whatsoever. He won't abide by the legal boundary to just shut the fuck up with his ex. Even though he could go to jail as a consequence Okay? It does not mean you boss them around. It's the whole, like, I've lived my whole life without you. Why would I need you to micromanage me and to get permission from you? It's beyond creepy. Obviously, there's boundaries that are a no-go, but you have to consult with your partner. You have to be open and honest and communicate. If like you were doing something or wanted to do something and I could see around a corner or vice versa, like, you have to consult with your partner.
Yeah.
It's really like, the letting them. It's really frightening. I don't like it at all.
There's a letting control, and then there's a letting, like,
the colloquial letting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he implies that some things that, like, you have to ask permission for.
Yeah.
And that really, really bothers me. There's a difference between consulting with your partner about things and asking for permission. So it really creeps me out. So I'm going to...
And it does sound like he's going to double down on the controlling aspect of everything. He's not going to let his women no more, he's going to tell them what they can and can't do.
And I mean, I even mentioned that he's going to escalate that.
Yeah.
That, his ex, they split up. April ran off. She escaped.
She ran away from him, yeah.
But this time he's going to clamp down even more.
And in this clip, earlier part of this clip, he talks about how the internet ran off April.
Oh, no, it's after.
Is it after?
It's after. Yeah, we haven't even gotten to that. So let me go ahead and I'll let it roll.
This is a bad idea. Be more of a leader, Instead of going, no, the modern way with a relationship, just let them do what they like and you love them and support them for it. Sometimes you have to go, look, especially when you're 8 years older. I tried to do this a few times. It would start fights.
Yeah, no shit. I wonder why. That whole thing with the rejecting modern relationships, like, it's very disturbing that he's actually telling this to the public.
I guess he thinks he lives in the 1950s.
Okay, I
know you love the 1950s, but
I love the 40s. I love the 50s, and I love the 60s. Everything was aquamarine.
Awesome.
But
the way men and women treated each other back then, it was a different time.
Well, yeah, like, you would be the boss, and I would defer to you.
Yeah, and I could hit you.
Oh, it's terrible. You're awful.
I would never hit you.
No, I know that. Because I'd call in a strike with the Mazda-Waffen. It's a great equalizer. No, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, it's disturbing. He's actually publicly saying this. It's creepy. Okay, I'm going to let it play.
I would go, look, this is a bad idea. This is going to end poorly. And then she would think I had ulterior motives.
Gee, I wonder why. That she thought you had ulterior motives. You lie about everything. You try and manipulate people. Like, for real. And you're abusive. So I wonder why she thought that and accused him of having ulterior motives. So he's such a creep.
So, and sometimes it would work, sometimes it wouldn't.
No shit.
But like with the show, I should have said, my dad warned me about this too. He said, don't. My mom said the minute you put her on that show.
This is a lie too, because he wasn't talking to his parents at this time.
Yeah, there's details in the HRO that as far back as like Easter of 2022, he wasn't speaking with his parents. That was a whole thing because Ashley was actually facilitating the relationship between his kids and his parents, because his parents wanted nothing to do with him. So, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
It really dumbfounds me that this guy just can't tell the truth. It's insane. It boggles my mind.
I believe him when he says that he's going to double down on abuse.
Oh, no, I get that part, but it's just everything that comes out of his mouth, it seems to be just a lie, and it's just crazy. It's insane.
Well, he has to conjure a witness to shore up his argument.
Right.
He never provides receipts, and I don't believe a goddamn thing he says.
I just couldn't imagine going through life living like that. It's just your whole life is a lie.
Right.
And it's crazy to me.
Well, the idea that his parents warned him about putting her on the show. I don't believe that. I mean, his parents didn't even go to the wedding. They refused to go to the wedding. So no, I really don't believe that in the slightest. But
and it's neither here nor there
right.
with that statement, but it's my statement. What I'm saying is it's just the lies. It's insane.
Well, and the control. The admitting that he's going to double down on that.
Yeah, he's going to double down on the controlling. And the girl that's with him now, if you don't run,
oof, it's not going to be good.
You're going to be in a world of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God.
Because it seems like he's getting worse.
Well, yeah.
He's escalating in every relationship. I don't know if he put his hands on Ashley, but if he didn't, then he escalated to putting his hands on April. Now he's
the isolation and psychological abuse.
Right. And now he's talking about clamping down even harder.
Right. Right. He's admitting it publicly. Like this, he is not.
And I'll tell you, as a man, that's not a man thing to do.
No. If you sat here and had to like micromanage me and boss me around, first of all, it'd be a pain in the ass. Like who the hell wants to do that?
It's not a relationship I would want to live in.
No. I want you to be able to do things that you like to do. I want to be able to do things that I like to do. We consult about things and are open and honest with each other. If you're truly a partner, there's no-go boundaries, right? But that's fine. You don't have to be abusive and mean in order to set a boundary. Boundaries are good things, you know? You know where the line is, and you can both be on the same page with things. But if he's just going to be like, I'm 8 years older, so I know better, so I'm just going to boss you around and micromanage you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Exactly. I'm older than you. You get to do whatever
we
the
have the
hell you
same
want.
age difference. You're 8 years older than me.
Yes, I am.
You've never been like that whatsoever.
Nope.
Like, it's crazy.
Why would I? You have your own life. You live we have our life together.
Right. You have your life. I have my life. We have our life together. Like, you were a whole person before you met me. I was a whole person before I met you. It's bizarre. And that he doesn't respect a partner enough to treat them as a grown adult that can make their own decisions. That he wants to micromanage.
He's got to control them.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, and I'm going to say this right now. In my opinion, this asshole is dangerous. He does not recognize boundaries with anyone else. He is doubling down on being controlling and abusive. He put his hands on April. He isolated her. He abused her. He will not abide by a legal boundary, which he could go to jail for. He breaks that restraining order every single day. He refuses to recognize his responsibility in any of this bullshit, his relationships. And until he does that, he is dangerous to any woman around him. Any romantic partner with him, he is a danger to. He has a profound lack of empathy, and he fucking well tells you that every single day. And he denigrates women all the time. See, I'll keep going with this.
Show, it's over. I said, what do you guys fucking know? And I did. The minute I put her on that show, it was over. The Chad stuff happened. She lost her mind. We had big fights.
The Chad stuff happened. She lost her mind because April's this like hysterical woman. He's denigrating her still. He's being abusive to her still. This guy has a serious issue with all women. And the fact that he reduces April to some hysterical, she lost her mind.
And again, big fights.
Big fights, yeah. which I don't
always-
believe.
Always fighting with her.
I don't believe that she lost her mind.
Well, of course, I don't think she lost her mind either, but
No, if she could
there
deal...
would be no reason for her to lose her mind over Chad saying that she wasn't the
mother, that
mother
those
of
weren't
these-
her kids.
because she knows that.
Right. It may have hurt her, which I can understand. But at the same time, she is dealing with this asshole being psychologically abusive and physically abusive. I don't think that Chad saying what he did and people trolling made her lose her mind. She was taking his bullshit.
Yep.
So I'm just saying, he is nasty.
It almost all fell apart then. It almost all ended. That's when she said, stop putting up clips. You have to be down there less. You have to do less stuff for the show. And you have to focus more on us. And I said, absolutely, whatever you'd like, 100%.
I don't believe that in the slightest. He is not accommodating. He's not sensitive to her feelings. He wasn't sweet to her. But he's portraying April as this scary, nasty woman saying, you have to do this and you have to do that. And he's like, oh, okay. I don't believe him at all. At all. This is bullshit. He's doing the fucking Darvo victim offender switcheroo. Total bullshit. I don't believe that. He's not accommodating or sweet.
He wasn't accommodating and sweet to his first wife. He wasn't accommodating and sweet to April.
No, and he's telling you publicly he is going to double down on being more of an asshole. He's going to be more controlling. He's going to be more abusive.
Because that's the man thing to do.
Right. That's being a real man. Instead of just being a grown-ass adult and just being honest. And you can set boundaries without having to be a dick. I mean, it's... people can. He can't. And he's flat telling you. This asshole tells you exactly who he is. Every single day.
And what he's going to do.
Yeah. I had a professor that would... So the actual concept and term is called over-disclosure. So she called it oozing. And it's people with no boundaries that will tell you absolutely everything, all of their problems, all of like their deepest, darkest stuff within like the first few minutes of meeting them, you know, pretty much. And I don't think she meant it in like a clinical setting, but definitely in like a personal life setting. It was called oozing. And that always stuck with me because he does that every single show. He oozes. He can't help it. He's got no boundaries. And I don't believe that he has any friends whatsoever. I don't believe he has subordinates that he can exert power and control over. You look at Matt, you look at Johnny, fuck them for sitting next to him, but he perceives them as weaker. So there you go. That's who he surrounds himself with. So yeah, this guy's a fucking psycho. He's a creep. It is profoundly disturbing. And I don't believe that he's loving and accommodating whatsoever. So we'll keep going.
And we did, and we got better. And we were really cruising for a while. And then some internet shit would happen again. Or some, ex-wife stuff would happen again. Something would happen.
Yeah, it's all internet shit or ex-wife shit. Which, by the way, breaking the restraining order again. No boundaries. No legal boundaries.
He is not supposed to talk about her whatsoever.
No. Not at all. He's not allowed to mention her. People on his show, not allowed to mention her. Directly or indirectly. It's all there. Page 42. But by blaming the internet, he will not take responsibility for his part in relationships. And until he does this, he is dangerous to any partner he has.
I don't think there's even a chance to fix this guy. He's never going to change. I don't think it.
I believe that with
Anybody can change. You're right. Anybody can change.
enough hard work. But I don't think he'll ever put in the hard work and recognize that he has a role to play in his life. All of his problems have him in common. All of his relationship issues have him in common. And until he takes responsibility for that and actually is honest with himself, it's never going to change. And it's profoundly hard work. It's worth it, but I don't think he's got it in him.
He doesn't got it in him. He tries to pretend here, blowing smoke up everybody's ass about how he's changed and how he's this wonderful man now and how he's this wonderful guy. And
he's not.
And he went and brought his children back to his parents, which is bullshit. And
because Ashley was bringing him around.
He had this wonderful 4th of July weekend, and whatever this guy says, it's almost impossible to believe.
Right.
And it's sad, I think.
It really is.
It's sad, because I wouldn't want to go through life with everybody looking at me going, is he telling the truth or not?
Right?
I mean,
I know I can count on you. If you're telling me something, it's true. You know that with me, you can count on me, that I'm telling you the truth.
Right.
Like, it has to be that way in a relationship. If you can't trust the person, there's no business, whether it's a friendship or a business relationship, a romantic partner. If you can't trust that they're being honest with you, there's nothing there. Plus, he's dangerous.
There's nothing there. And then idiots still give him money.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Maybe it's the sunk cost fallacy. I don't know.
I don't know. But yeah, it's insane. It's crazy.
It really is. And this is like pretty much on the fly. Like, this was not planned. This is just, we saw this and went, holy shit, this asshole. Like, I can't imagine that. I can't imagine picturing you trying to boss me around.
What?
I mean, you could try, I guess, but it's not going to work. I can't. But see, also, too, it's so much of a pain in the ass. Like, why would you want to boss a partner around? Like, that's so too much work.
Hey, I am 8 years older than you.
Oh, that's right. I forgot, Daddy-o. Oh, God damn it. I guess I have to listen to you.
No, I guess. Please don't.
How about if we just listen to each other and like actually listen and respect each other enough because we're grown-ups, you know? We might know a thing or two. You know, I don't know. Isn't that an easier relationship than like micromanaging?
Well, trying to control.
Trying to control everything. That's such a pain in the ass. Like, that's way too difficult.
Yeah, I know.
But it's also, he's infantilizing his partner too, as if they're less than. And totally incapable of running their own life. Again, like, a woman who gets with him, like, she's lived her whole life without him micromanaging. I'm pretty sure that she can get on without having him bossing her around.
Obviously, April can.
I know, right?
Obviously, Ashley could.
Oh, definitely.
So
yeah.
But so that's why he's tightening the grip.
Exactly. He's had 2 escape. The third one, God help you.
He had Ashley, then he had that girlfriend in between Ashley and April. So what happened with her, who knows?
He cheated on her.
Well, yeah, he did. He cheated on her with
Ashley. And then knocked her up.
So, knocked Ashley up, yeah.
Yeah, and then they continued on with the divorce. So he went back to the girl that he cheated on, and then I guess they split up, and then he got with April. And you know she was dating his representative. Like, he was on his best behavior while that oxytocin was flowing.
Well, you can see it. He's doing it right now with this other girl.
Trying to be this great guy.
Yeah, he's portraying this, I'm this wonderful man, I'm this wonderful father, I'm the man.
Yeah. I'm this great leader of my family, which you're not.
Yeah, a great leader wouldn't take their family over to a drug den.
Right. Well, a great leader of the family wouldn't jeopardize his freedom by having to constantly mention his ex-wife and break a restraining order, because he could get 90 days in jail just for mentioning her. And then the penalties go up. And he's a serial harasser of her. It is in the restraining order that he is not to mention her directly or indirectly. Page 42 is all there.
Well, he's also...
And we'll go into that in a separate video. This is just, again, this needed to be put out there that he's doubling down on spousal abuse.
He's also a great leader because, in his own words, April turned to him when she was getting ready to do her first line of coke and asked, "Is this okay?" He said, "Go ahead."
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Right? She was looking to him for actual leadership, and he dropped the ball.
Also, too, great leader on coming out and saying, "Let's go ask the Ricadas to swing," which...
I don't believe that, but from his mouth, it was his idea.
This is coming from his mouth, if you want to believe him, that he asked the Ricadas, asked April if they could swing with the Ricadas.
Right.
So, again...
piss poor leadership and decision-making skills.
Right.
And absolutely profound lack of empathy, no respect for boundaries, oozes everything all over the goddamn internet. This asshole tells you exactly who he is. It's fucking disturbing. Should I keep going?
Sure.
All right.
So what happened? And instead of me being like, no, it's going to be like this and it's going to be okay, I would just try to constantly plug holes in the ship.
Bullshit.
Putting her on the show was a terrible idea. I used to go and have lunch with her at work after I was done with the show, and that was a beautiful time.
Well, yeah, because she was still dating your representative. She had no idea who you were. You were being a great guy because you've got to lock them down while they still think that. That's why he rushes into relationships. That first 3 months when all that oxytocin and feel-good horse shit is clouding your judgment, he's got to lock it down so that he can get his claws in and get you into him and then isolate you. Because if he did this shit right off the bat, nobody would be with him.
Right.
So he's got to pretend and lie. It's a lie. He has to lie to them. It's fucking crazy.
To say it wouldn't have fallen apart eventually, it still would have. I don't think we were a good match. I think we worked together very well at the time.
Right.
He bragged not too long ago about how their relationship for 2 years after the abuse was awesome.
Yeah, he was saying that it was amazing.
It was the best thing ever. For 2 years after the relationship, all the way up until the point April left.
Yeah.
So what is this? Now he's saying, oh, they didn't match. They didn't.
It would have probably
ended. It
ended.
would have never worked. It probably would have ended. So what kind of relationship did he have? I mean, again, lies.
Well, look in the legal papers. That's the kind of relationship that he had. Anything that he says is bullshit. I don't believe him on a goddamn thing. If he told me the sky's blue, I would have to go outside and check. Like, that's how much this asshole is just full of shit.
Yeah.
All right. Keep going a little bit.
But I think we were.
We'll wind up
we
here in
didn't
just a
take
minute.
time to figure out if we were a good match, and we found out in time. We don't. So
All right.
Yeah.
You found out in time because you beat her ass, you fucking wife beater.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
For real.
You might have had a great relationship with her if you didn't put your fucking hands on her.
Right?
If you treated her with respect and dignity.
Right? Treat her how a woman should be treated. Treat her how you would want to be treated. See, that's the profound lack of empathy right there. He does not know how to put himself in anyone else's shoes. It's fucking creepy. Because I guarantee you, if he was getting the same shit that he gives, he would be the first one screaming about having a problem with it. But him's is special. He doesn't have to abide by anything, you fucking cunt. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. To respond to, she couldn't handle the mean comments. She couldn't handle the mean trolling. She wasn't cut out.
She could. She couldn't handle your abuse. So shut the fuck up, douche.
Yeah, she couldn't handle the abuse. She seemed to handle the mean comments, quote unquote, but she couldn't handle the fact that you would comment on the mean comments. What a fucking dickhead.
Right?
Seriously.
And fucking hit her. I know he hit her. If he could be up in her face, okay, all the nasty shit that he said to her in public, the fact that he squeezed her and put her in a restraint, I have no doubt that he hit her.
Well, I think that's what caused the breakup.
I think so too.
I think that
I nailed that.
On the April 1st, April and him got into a fight. He put his hands on her and she bolted. She left with only the clothes on her back.
Right.
People don't do that. Most people will just pack their shit up and go.
Yeah. She ran with the clothes on her back, jumped in her car, and just took off. Like, women don't do that, you know? So yeah, okay, I'm going to keep going a little bit.
Cut out for this. And I still pushed it, and I still said, yeah. I mean, she's a big girl. She made her own decision. She wanted to do it. Her eyes lit up. We have that celebration.
I pushed her into doing this.
Oh, but I thought that she begged and she quit her job.
She's a big girl, and she wanted to do this on her own.
Yeah.
What is it?
But also, too...
Did you push her into it? I believe you did push her into it.
Right.
You forced her to quit her job, and you pushed her into doing this.
Well, the thing is that he couldn't have her working outside the home because he wouldn't control the finances. He didn't control her money. She would be making her own money and she could escape if she needed to.
That could be possible.
So I think that there's clearly financial abuse as well going on. She had to work with him. She took care of the kids. He occupied all of her time. She didn't have time for friends. She didn't work outside the home. She was totally dependent on him and doing the show.
And I've said it before. I've seen it growing up in my family where my stepfather did the same exact stuff to my mother.
Yeah.
And he was this wonderful guy in the beginning, and he turned out to be the biggest dickhead that ever walked the face of the earth.
Right.
So, you can see it in him. If you've ever been in any kind of abusive situation, you can see it. You can definitely see that this guy has all the hallmarks of an abuser.
Yeah, it's just beyond red flags. He's such a douche. He's so creepy. And I'm like really shocked. I'm almost at a loss for words. And like that doesn't happen. That he actually admits that he's going to like clamp down more. That's disturbing. Like he's dangerous.
Celebration episode we did when she quit her job and was able to come work here. I think it's lost to Twitch forever now, but
of course it is.
Right. Well, yeah, because they got thrown off.
Unfortunately, again, I probably should have been the adult and said, no, this is not a good idea.
Again,
maybe
infantilizing
once in a while,
her.
but not all the time. Muttering Jay says, did Ape lose her shit when people called her mom fat? We both did. I didn't like that. I didn't think her
I'm
mom
sure she
deserved
did.
that.
I'm sure it hurt her feelings.
They're civilians as far as I'm concerned. I thought that was dirty pool. And all that shit had an impact on her, and she never let any of that.
Yeah, so is Ashley. Ashley's a civilian, and you break your restraining order and said horrible shit. And April did too. Like, she's going to have to make it right with Ashley at some point. Like, she has to make that right.
Yeah,
she's got to get her shit together, and she needs to, clean up her own backyard. So I believe that. I think so. She does owe Ashley like a serious apology for the shit. But if I had to guess, Aaron probably browbeat her into saying all that shit. He got in between every single relationship she's ever had with everyone.
Right. I believe that, it's my opinion, that he was hiding the texts from Ashley and then telling April something different.
Probably, if I had to guess.
And
with the way the lies fall out of his mouth, I think you are 100%.
And to poison their relationship. He had to poison their relationship because after the abuse and April went to Ashley, he couldn't have that.
Ooh.
So.
But we're going to get into that in like a separate video. So again, we're just going to let this roll for a minute.
Let that stuff go. And it just kept piling up and piling up and piling up. Oh, hey, before I go.
All right.
I have huge news. I think since Keanu and Gino aren't doing the anniversary show anymore, and we've only got like 45 tickets left.
45 tickets left.
Yeah. I would love to go to this. Let's
Why?
pack up the Maserati.
Why?
We'll roll up there. We could do a sick burnout in front of Jim's house and like in honor of Jim.
Uh-huh. Why?
I wouldn't. I don't ever want to be.
I wouldn't want to spend a dime on this fucker.
I don't want to be in the same room as this fucker.
You know?
Yeah.
I couldn't give this guy a penny. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he is. He's such a piece of shit, but you know. No, I joke and everything like that, but I would never, ever, ever go up there because, like, he doesn't need
Unless
to.
he wants to pay me $1,000 for every minute I stay standing.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, for real. Dude, you would beat his ass so bad.
So he can do that with me. I'll do it.
You'll fight him?
Oh, fuck yeah, I would. You can pay me $1,000 for every minute I stay standing.
See, now that's the only time, like, I wish I was, like, a tough guy because I so would. Like, I'm not tough unless I'm piloting the Mazda-Waffen.
Yeah.
Like, I need a 3,000-pound car to bolster my shit, you know? So I'm always like, oh, fuck it. I have full coverage and no deductible. So, yeah.
Right.
And by the way, YouTube is pissing me off, too. Last night, I was telling you that, like, what is it about YouTube at 3 a.m. that totally activates my Dunning-Kruger completely, where I'm like, I know I could put together a rotary engine. Let's get the RX-8. So, I don't know if that's a problem with anybody else, but I'll tell you what, it's a problem with me. 3 a.m. YouTube. Do I want to learn what makes a rotary engine work? Yes. Yes, I do. And by the end of 20 minutes, I'm convinced that I can build one. So, yeah. Okay. That was so random. So, fuck this asshole. He's doubling down on abuse. This guy, in our opinion, is completely dangerous. Listen to what he says. Believe him when he says that he's going to clamp down on women. I think that's the only thing that you could probably believe.
Probably.
Because he's never going to let another woman run away from him.
No.
He is a dangerous moron.
No.
With no self-awareness.
And if he didn't punch or slap April, this next woman, she's going to get it.
Yeah. Yeah, so she needs to definitely make an exit strategy.
Yep.
Definitely. I don't believe that he's with any woman right now. Because if you Google this asshole, like, there is no way any woman would touch him with a 10-foot pole. I really don't think so. I think he's lying about it. But, like, I think he's dangerous. I really do. I think he's profoundly dangerous. He's a dangerous moron. So, anything else?
Nope.
All right. Thanks, everybody. We love you all. And like I said in the beginning, there's so many other people that do, like, a really good job. So, go watch them. Shout outs to everybody that we shouted out in the beginning. Go buy a hat for your hat from Medicare. He's got a Shopify store. So, yeah, it's our civic duty. So here's our lovely little PSA. And if I haven't gotten back to your comment, it's just because I haven't gotten back to it. Like, I try to comment on everybody. You're nice enough to watch it and comment. Like, it's the least I can do to, like, comment back. So, and I promise I'm not scary, like, in the comments either. You can disagree with me. It's fine. Like, I'm not going to be a shithead. So
I
yeah.
will.
No, you won't. You're sweet. You're beyond sweet. You're a wonderful man, Daddy-O. I love you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're out of here. So have a good night. Have a good day wherever you're at.